So you want to get in the air as cheaply as possible and have the most amount of fun for the lowest price. Well, you can't go wrong with the Toothpick build. So firstly, a nice toothpick frame. This is from the Drone Club, bought from Amazon, about £10. Can't go wrong, really nice. Next you'll need a flight controller, a very cheap all-in-one. 2S is important, that's where we want to be. So it's a 5 amp ESC, which we need to make note of for the future. So we've got a cheap flight controller there. You want to mount it with 4 gummies, don't necessarily come with it, so you might need to buy those. And then you want your motors. Now firstly, make sure the motors, the amp draw is not higher than what the flight controller can take. 5 amp, these don't do more than 5 amp. And these are the 1103 8000 kV motors from GEP-RC. Really nice little motors, not too expensive. So we want 4 of those. What next? An all-in-one camera, lightweight, cheap. It's just got smart audio on it as well. So got everything we need in one really light little camera. Very nice. To mount it, a Newbie drone camera mount. Very good quality plastic. Excellent. Not the greatest colour, but that's all we could get. Then you're going to want to power it an XT30. Don't bother mucking about with all those little PH2 connectors and all that. They're a complete waste of time in this regard. XT30 is where you want to be. So an XT30 cable, we'll add that in as well. Plus then a buzzer. We might find room for it, we might not, but it's always good to try and put a buzzer on, because they can really help you if you happen to land somewhere where you can't see where your quad is. A cheap and cheerful little receiver. And finally a capacitor. This can really help certainly protect your flight controller and all-in-one board there from being fried by plugging in a LiPo. So we want one of those as well. It's everything we need, apart from a nice selection box of M2 screws and some good quality 65mm props. And these are the HQ 65mm props, so in a very nice colour. So we'll put all those together and see what we got. And here it is, all finished, looking very nice. As you can see, got everything on there. Gummy pads and elastic bands holding the battery. We've got the buzzer on, but we didn't get the cap on, unfortunately. Not quite enough room for that, but it seems to be flying really well without it and not getting too much electrical noise or anything like that. So I think we're doing quite well without it. So it's looking good. Very smart, very lightweight, very fast, as you can see from the previous video to this one. But most important of all is the weight. Yes, these are kitchen scales, so they're not very accurate, but they'll give us a good idea about weight. So let's stick this on there. 45 grams. Sure. 44 grams. So 45 grams. It's a really good weight. So there's some LiPos to use with this, 2S only. We've got some GMB high volts. We've got the 300 milliamp and the 450 milliamp, both 80/160C. So really nice batteries, both of these. With the smaller battery, we get an overall weight of 64 grams. Really, really light. And with that, we're getting about 3 minutes worth of usable flight time. So really nice. With the bigger battery, we're coming in at 72, which is spot on, perfect for the weight, the maximum weight really that Kebab recommends that these should be. So if you use these parts, use these batteries, you're going to come in perfectly spot on. And with this 450, I was getting 5 minutes of flight time, 4.5, 5 minutes of flight time, and that is not just gentle cruising but proper flying. So there we go, a little Toothpick build one. Have fun. If you crash it, they're not that expensive. And yeah, so there you go. If you want to see some flight footage of this, the previous video on the channel is where the footage is. Not that anyone wants to see this, but you know, I'm trying to do some things. It'll be fun. Cool. Take care then. See you in the next video.